Hi, people. It's windy now, of course. This is Lou. It's 11/22/2024. That kind of rhymed. Anyway, I just got back from the store and I thought I would just go ahead and take a walk because I thought it was better than this. It's quite cloudy, okay? But the sun is coming out. I'm going to walk just a little bit. I should walk more than that. But it looked like it was going to be great for just a little walk. The weather's been strange around here. I don't know if you can remember my trees from before, but everything just has twigs. Very few leaves. They're almost gone. So, I'm proud of myself, but I probably should have done it a little different way, but still I'm proud. I got my insurance, yay. I've had this car probably for a month. October, November. Okay, yeah, about a month. I don't know, but I haven't really driven it but a couple of times, and that was an emergency type deal. I had to go to my doctor's appointments. But anyway, I finally have insurance. And see, one of my problems, I'm sure I've already told you, was the fact that I let my insurance lapse. So that gives you a big old penalty. But anyway, I went through Gecko, and then what happens is they compare prices, and so I ended up with Progressive. Might have been better on the price had I went straight through Progressive. But these guys gave me different options that I could afford. But it was from Progressive. And evidently their prices change all the time. And we had shut it off. By accident we got disconnected and I couldn't figure out what I was doing. So I figured she'd had enough of me. Wanted to go on to better fish to fry, But anyway, the down payment, they were able to let you split that into 2 payments, okay? Which made it a lot easier. I wasn't sure how much was in my bank account. And I didn't want any, what you call, bounce check charges or something like that, Can't afford that. Can't afford any of that. But the best price comes with auto pay. I don't like that either. In some ways, I love that, okay? But the thing is to make sure that the money's in the account. But she did say they would send me text messages to let me know when it was time. Because accidents happen. I have my telephone payment is an auto pay. And that either happened today or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I need to get all this stuff written down, and I need to have it in a book where I can see. I need to do a lot of things, I know. But anyway, I'm just going to walk in front of the house for a bit. So that's a major accomplishment anyway. I was able to get started today for $66. And then in 2 weeks, I got to pay $120. And then in another 2 weeks, I will be at $49 a month. That makes me feel better. I mean, I couldn't do it. I couldn't come up with, Allstate was telling me before, I know, I'm a different bird. But they were telling me before, like $169 a month for insurance. And that's after you pay a big deposit. Going, what? Anyway, I was able to get it that price because my primary residence is in Colorado. And my driver's license is in Colorado, and it has that address on it. And I just got all this stuff done. I don't want to have to redo it. In other words, I bought a car here in Washington and I went ahead and registered it. So you probably ought to register it in your own state, but It's like I told her, I says, you know, I got to be driving all over the place. I can't be tied down to just one area. But here is my primary address. Here is my driver's license. But the car is registered in Washington. But see, that shouldn't matter. I mean, I'm on a trip and I found a great deal and I got a car. Anyway. And when you're of a retirement age and all that stuff, you want to go visit family. You don't want to be tied to one little place like my treatments are. Every time I go to a different place, I got to get a new doctor. And so that's something I have to accomplish too. I just have to figure out where I'm going. I'm going to my daughter's, if all works out. I'm going to my daughter's for Christmas and New Year's. And just depending on the situation, I may stay there for a while or I may leave. And then, what am I doing? I need to fix up that house in Downs. I think I just need to go and move into it and fix it up myself, and that's like an investment. When I get the stuff done, then I will make more money instead of waiting. Does the pipes have a problem? Do the pipes have a problem? However you say that, right? In other words, I called to see if they couldn't go over and just turn on the meter and see if it went whirling around real quick, because that would let you know that water's flowing in the house. And then you turn it off real quick. So they went over there and they turned it on, and their meter on their side says error, error, which means, according to what they said anyway, it means that they have to replace that meter. But they're not going to do it unless someone's living in that house. So, that's a trip. They said I could get a plumber, so that's another thing I need to do. I got to make a list of gots to do's. Because maybe I can find a plumber or a construction person that works in that town. And here's a clue for you. Okay, if you run across that problem, call the hardware store. Call the hardware store where they sell all those supplies. Or even a lumber yard, do both. And ask them if they know of a plumber. And don't be afraid to ask, hey, I need a plumber that doesn't charge a whole lot. You know, maybe someone's hungry for a job. Joe said he would go with me, but his hands are not working so great. So I don't know how much he could do. You know, I just need to get there, and then maybe he can go with me to Downs and check that out. But they won't check it out unless I'm there. You know, I was telling them how to get in the house. I think you can get in the house right through the back door. In other words, there's a dog door, a hole that we cut in that door. I'm pretty sure you can stick your hand in there and get up to the doorknob. But they won't do anything like that. And then actually, I wondered about a certain person there. His name is John. Last I knew, he was the mayor. But I don't know if he still is. But I need someone's help there. You know, so I can show that house, and I need to know what's wrong with it. It will make a difference. I've got people interested in my house, and I got people interested in my truck, but it seems like I need to be there. So, how will I get there and stay alive? That is such a cute little car. See my car? I love that car. I know it's not that much for some people, but it's everything to me. It is called freedom. And you know what I just saw? I just went up to the library to get my insurance card printed off. Couldn't get it done very good. It was blurry, but at least I can read it now. So I have proof of insurance, plus I have it on my phone if I need it. And that might be what I have to do. I'll have to figure it out. Maybe Nancy can help me. But anyway, I'm home, and so are the children. Hi. Hello, you over there. Your name is Luke. Anyway, and you're just scrolling away. Make somebody dizzy, little girl. Anyway, I started to tell you. I went over to Safeway to try to get my prescription filled. Not filled, but to pick it up, because they already called me and told me to come get it. And so, first I went to the library, because I wanted to get that card done, and I didn't want to forget. And I had a little bit of a hard time finding it. I didn't go far enough, but I did. I went around and around. But anyway, then I went up, after I got done there, and went over to Safeway. Well, guess what? I should have went to Safeway first, because they closed for lunch. I didn't want to stand there for a half an hour. So I figure when I go back, when I leave this house, I will go up there. But the point is, on the way here and almost here, I see this blinking light. Empty. I have no gas. So hopefully I have enough gas to just get up a few blocks up to the gas station. But I saw the price of gas. Oh my God, people. The reason I say that is I talked to someone that was wanting my truck, okay? And he lives over by the Denver area. And he just paid $2.30 a gallon for gas in that area. Okay? So this Safeway up here, guess how much their gas is? And it's probably the low end of the stick. In other words, you have low, medium, and great as far as the gas you're buying. Well, $4.29. $4.29 a gallon when you can get it in Colorado for $2.30. What is the deal? You know what the deal is. I know they're a little slow at changing it, but why would they be fast when they can get $2 a gallon more? Tripping. You know what I'm saying? I used to be in the gas business, the propane gas, and we could not, or we're not supposed to anyway, be checking around to see what the other prices were in the neighborhood so that we can compete, you know? And that's what's going on. They will get what they can. In different parts of the country, the United States are charging different prices. Now last year, I think it was last year, Joe told me that he found gas for like $2, $1.96 a gallon, when it was frickin' a lot more everywhere else. That was in Wyoming. You know, there's not a lot of business there. So sometimes you take a little lesson from that. You want business? Give a good price. And then you'll have them all over the place. In other words, the customers will be lined up around the block. And here's just a little small example. Years and years and years ago, when we lived in Vancouver, there's a place called Kiggins Theater, okay? It's downtown in the old part of town. They would show a double feature for $1.50. But there you are, you're staying in that place for at least 4 hours, or around 4 hours, maybe 3. So, you're eating all their goodies. Their seats were full. I mean, the whole theater, every seat was full. So, isn't that a lot better than having, you're lucky if you got 10 for that whole theater? So that's only 10 people paying your humongous price. And then the treats. The treats are so freaking expensive, it's crazy. My Aunt Kathy was taking me to the movie every once in a while. I had no idea how much the popcorn was costing, and I still don't, but it was a lot. Yeah, sure, you can get everything refilled. I mean, the popcorn. But that was crazy. I'd be saying no. I'd be saying, I will go buy that movie, or I will rent that movie, but I'm not going to pay you that exorbitant amount of money when I can make my own treats at home. So here's the deal, people. You charge less and you'll fill up your seats. And everybody in those seats are eating your treats. So think about it. Quit gouging people. You'll have plenty of business. Same thing with anything. Say marijuana. Say going to a dispensary. Don't charge a freaking arm and a leg. And I have been nicely surprised at some of them, at their prices, because they'll have a lower shelf. They'll have a something that you can get for a decent price. It's just not as good as the stuff on the top shelf, okay? That stuff on the top shelf smells so good and tastes so good, and it's not as harsh on your throat. I know, I tell all my stories, but it's true. It's true about everything. You don't have to gouge the people in order to make a living. Charge less and you'll have more people. Okay, that's enough of that. I just did my little walk. It wasn't very long. And now I'm home. I need to find something to eat. And I hope that I have enough gas to make it up there to get a gallon of gas. I need to look up and see how many miles to the gallon I get. It's crazy what it cost. Especially when I just talked to somebody yesterday that paid $2.30 a gallon. Now that was just for gas. It wasn't for diesel. And he's looking at my truck. It's a diesel truck. Well, one of the big reasons for selling it is because it's too damn expensive to drive. Okay? And another thing, I got all these vehicles sitting out there on my property, and I could only afford to insure one. So there you are. Your vehicles are just deteriorating, not being able to be used. You understand what I'm saying? These insurance people are just making a lot of money. And they've got you by the you-know-whats. I shouldn't say that. You can use it, imagination. And there's two things I could have said there, and they're both in the lower extremities of your body. Men have one of them, and men and women have the other. Anyway, I do need to eat some food. I'm not really good at doing that. And that is one of the problems, but see, I have an appetite. Cancer, you usually lose your appetite. And I've gained probably about 5 pounds. I'm not sure what I weighed. I think it was 165. But it didn't go down, people. It went up. So that's good. It's good that I still get hungry. And I've already told you what's going on with my cancer activity. It's wonderful. Simply marvelous. Serious biz, you people, try ivermectin. I don't know how your cancer's doing and what kind of cancer you have. But that 70-year-old man that gave me advice 18 years ago told me to do a colon cleanse. Now, it turned out I didn't have cancer. There was a growth in there, and I was thinking maybe it was. But it was on the inside of my uterus, and that has to do with menopause. Usually, it has to do with menopause. Like when you're old enough and you're going through menopause and stuff, and your eggs are whacking out. You might get more eggs in a month, less eggs in a month. You might not get any that month. But I'm pretty sure I had an egg that was not fertilized, but was stuck in my uterus and growing without a baby. Okay. But it's just trippy, really trippy. So, things are going on that we don't know. And there's cheaters afoot everywhere. And these gas people that are gouging the prices, pretty soon they should go down. But I mean, some went down immediately after Trump was in. And when Trump was in before, gas prices were low. A lot of things were better then. So I'm looking forward to things being better now. Who can afford to drive? I mean, who can afford to pay for insurance? You pay for the car, you pay for the gas, you pay for the insurance to be able to drive. And when you are older, retired, you're not driving very much, okay? It's not like these people who have to drive a ton. I'm just grateful I was able to also get my insurance in Colorado. Colorado insurance is a lot better than elsewhere, meaning here. I just wish people would quit sucking it to people that don't need to be sucked to. You know, give us a break. I told one of the insurance people, I says, man, when I was young, I remember him say, oh, your insurance will go down as you get older. It'll go down. It never went down. It went up. Just telling you, they lie. Anyway, I've got to go back out there and pick up my prescription at Safeway. And I need to go pick up a prescription at Walmart. The one at Walmart is like 20 miles away, but you know what? I can get a 90-day supply there. Of course, the lady, my doctor over here, probably didn't know about all that. I told her, I said, man, you know, where's my 90-day supply thing? I got something over here at Safeway, and because I changed my pharmacy because these guys are close, okay? They gave me 1 month supply, although they were given a prescription for 2 months. So they gave me 1 month, and now I got to go back in for the other month. And they charged me. I wasn't used to being charged for my prescriptions. Maybe these are a different tier drug, and you get charged a larger copay. But anyway, I got to quit bitching so much. I feel bad for that one guy because I did. He called and he was from Allstate, and I'm going, I don't want to talk to you. I've already talked to you guys and heard what you had to say, but he was sweet. He was sweet. He listened to me. He gave me some ideas because they do have something for snowbirds, people who go from one place to another because of the weather. But in my situation, I want to see my family, okay? And I don't want to be tied to one area. So I made sure that they could do that. And I told them what was going on so I can travel and go see my family and friends and not worry about crossing state borders and not being covered. All kinds of stuff. I'm sorry I'd be griping. But you know what? We all are going through this searching for insurance thing. And if you don't search for insurance, you're not going to find a better deal. You just go with the status quo, and they'll do with you what they will. And see how that rhymed? Isn't that amazing? I need to come through these and write it all down. Make some poems. But I need to make some good poems, right? Something uplifting. Oh, I am happy. Don't get me wrong. I have some things I've got to take care of, but basically, you know, maybe I'll die of something else, but hey, sounds like my cancer may be gone. It's not gone all the way because, like she was telling me, she showed me she did a visual, okay? She went over to the wall and she said, okay, let's just say you have a dent in that wall. And then down 1.5 feet, you have another dent in that wall. And then if you don't plaster it and take care of it, it's going to fall apart. You know, the crack could go all the way between, kind of like a windshield. You know, you get a little crack in your windshield. If you're not careful, it goes across the whole thing. Well, that's what she was trying to say. So now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? But I have insurance, so I'm happy about that, okay? I just need a traveling companion so I don't fall asleep. Or I need to get an Audible book that I'm totally engrossed in, and then next thing you know, I'll be there. I just have to figure out how to, I don't even know how to turn on my radio. It's hooked up to my Bluetooth, so maybe if I undo the Bluetooth, it'll come through the car. I just need to learn all these things. But when I leave here, I better go get a gallon of gas at least until I can go find a better price. I think that's just crazy. So there are some good things about being in Colorado. The gas price and the insurance price. She told me, this last person that I got my insurance with, she told me, you know, she was comparing all these different rates. And she says, wow. Yeah, Progressive was the best. And if I'd have gone straight through Progressive, I probably would have saved $100, okay? But in my situation, I've had a hard time finding insurance because I let my insurance lapse. And You don't want to do that because there's a big old penalty for that. So my insurance, by the time I've been insured 6 months, my insurance should go down and I can just go straight through Progressive. I couldn't remember there for a second. I do have a problem with my memory. And I have a problem with ADD. I was never diagnosed, but I know I have it. Attention deficit disorder. So how can I not get distracted? I get distracted all the time. So I feel good that I got that accomplished because I've been working on that. And there's just sometimes if you'll wait a little bit, your head will clear. And then you'll have the answer. And I do say my prayers, and I do need help. I need help in a lot of ways, but I see it happening. So don't think you can't pray, people. Pray. And think about your Father in heaven as someone who loves you. He's not mean. He might be mean if you need it. But if you're trying hard, really trying hard, and you pray for help, like my dad used to say, and I'm sure others have too, especially those of us who keep repeating what Dad said, do your best, and the Lord will do the rest. So that's what I'm trying to do, but it's not always so easy. And headaches, I get headaches. And I'm sure it's because of all the things weighing on my head. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm sure that I'm running out of time. And sometimes I'm on here and something's going on elsewhere and I don't see it. So I need to take care of that. You guys take care. Remember, Heavenly Father does love you. And He will help you. And like I've said in the past, we've got a mother up there too. So, sometimes I've got down on my knees to pray and I've said, my Father in heaven, and I says, I hope you don't mind, but I'd like my mother here too. I would like to talk to her. A little bit weird of me, I'm sure, but sometimes mothers just understand better than men. You can be a good man and you can be a good father, but there's nothing like a mother who loves and cares for you and has empathy for you. I don't know if anybody else ever done that because we're taught our Father in heaven. But we're also taught that we have a mother there. There's just some things a mother is better at. And that's no disrespect for my father, okay? My father and mother in heaven. And I know they're so busy. I don't know if we'll ever get unbusy. And I don't know. The thing that I want, maybe I don't want, okay? Because I'm saying I want my man. I want to be a couple forever, which means having children, which means being very busy and dealing with obstacles. And I am kind of tired of that. Anyway, you guys take care. I'll keep you abreast of things that are going on. But at least now I can leave and feel good about it, except for driving by myself. It's not that I can't drive, it's the staying awake part. I don't want to fall asleep. And I had my second husband, when we weren't married anymore and all that stuff, but we were in touch. He went on a trip with a woman, and he's over there sleeping, and she fell asleep. And so he wakes up to tumbling, roll over. I don't want to do that. So I need a good book. I need a way to listen to that book. So, Carly, I know you're not watching my stuff, but you've got the information. I guess I'll need to call you and ask for it in person. Anyway, love you people, and I'll talk to you later.